March 1st, 1911, a miracle was born to William and Francisca Tanalski in the tiny town of Parsons, Pennsylvania. That small miracle was known as Joseph Tanalski. Joseph grew up on Rose Avenue, better known as the Clay Pit because of the commercial clay pit across the street. Joseph tried starting school at age 6, but he only lasted 3 days because of all of the diseases going around. He got so sick that he could not go back to school for 2 years. In his later years of schooling, he went to Parsons High School, where he was an active participant in basketball. He was number 7 and played guard and center. On the football team, he wore number 12 and played tackle. On February 21st, the second of the 2 best days in 1911, Eleanor Kuhar was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Eleanor was born to Matthew and Anna Kuhar, who were both from Europe but didn't meet and marry until they met in Pennsylvania. In her early years of schooling, Eleanor attended Robert Fulton Grammar School. Later, during the Depression, Eleanor worked in a factory, sometimes coming home to only a little bit of shredded wheat and some little milk for dinner. One day, while walking through the dorm halls, eating popcorn, Eleanor saw a handsome young gentleman. It was Joseph Tanalski. Joseph asked if he could have some popcorn. Eleanor said yes. They shared the popcorn as he walked her home. It was true love. After dating for a while, Eleanor took Joe's school ring and put it on. He asked her if she would like a ring like that, and she said yes. The next night, when he came back over to her house, he gave her an engagement ring. Eleanor was so surprised that she ran upstairs to her mom and told her what happened. Her mom said, "Well, what are you doing up here? Get back down there with him." After their marriage on July 25th, 1936, they started a whole new life together. They had 3 children, the first, Arlene Tanalski, born July 25th, 1937.
I was born the morning of Mother's and Dad's first anniversary, and for many years they didn't celebrate their anniversary because they gave me birthday parties instead. But now lately we've been doing anniversary parties and no birthday parties. But this coming year is my big 60th, and they are not getting an anniversary party, I'm getting a birthday party. And growing up, I don't know, I just figured I had everything that everyone else had. We never knew if we were poor, we never knew, all we ever knew was that we had just exactly what we needed.
Okay, where did you go to school at?
Goodness, I went to school so many places. Bridgeport, Connecticut, and then we moved into Scranton for 1 year. And then back to Connecticut, and then from 5th grade on, down here in Dallas. Went to St. James and then graduated from LGC Academy. And then I went to, North Texas and Wilkes. The best one of all was Wilkes.
Why was that the best?
I guess I was more relaxed. It was a small school and I felt very comfortable there. People noticed you even if you didn't go around talking.
Okay. Do you remember what all the different houses you lived in were like?
Not all of them. I remember how much we enjoyed the first one that Mother and Dad bought up in Connecticut. We used to, Mother and Sis and I used to go up to the attic, and Mother would say, when we redo this attic, this is going to be your bedroom and you'll get this window, and this will be your bedroom and you'll get this window here. And even on cold days, we'd go up and sit in the attic and imagine what it was going to be like when there would not be 3 kids in one bedroom. It was going to be heaven.
What was it like when you had, for you to have sisters? Did you enjoy having sisters and everything?
I always enjoyed having sisters. No, that's not true. When I was 2, Sis was born. And I didn't remember this for many years, but finally, Sis did something with Mary.
You have to wait for the clock to stop anyway.
Oh. Sis did something with Mary, and it reminded me, when Sis was 2, when I was 2 and Sis was born, they laid her on my chest when I was taking a nap and said, wake up your sister. And I hated her. I hated her so badly, I wish they'd get rid of her. But after that, I never felt that way. It was always, I always took care of them. Sis was the one that got us into trouble all the time. She really did.
Why do you say that?
Oh, she was the one who always was adventurous. She always did things. So if Bobchi said, go down to the store and get me a loaf of bread and come right back, a block away, right? Come right back. Well, it was only 2 houses away from where Mr. Carr, the shoemaker, was. And so, of course, she said we had to go around this corner to see the shoemaker. And I kept saying, sis, Bob, she said, come right back. Oh, she doesn't mind at all. I guess we were maybe 8 and 6. And Mr. Carr kept saying, don't you think your grandmother's going to be looking for you? And sis would say, oh, no, Mr. Carr, she knows where we are. And then just then she comes in with a switch and she hit us all the way home.
What do you think they were like as parents?
Oh, I always thought my parents were a very well-balanced couple. If ever you felt adventurous, you went to Dad and you said, Dad, do you think I could do? And he'd say, of course you can. But if you felt like, maybe you shouldn't take that step just yet, you'd go to Mother and say, you know, do you really think I should do? And she would say, oh, no, I think you should wait a while. They really balanced each other off very well. One pushed and the other pulled, and you managed to grow up very comfortably.
Okay. So, as you were growing up, did you find any, was there ever a time where you were just like, really just wanted to get away or anything? Or was it, were you always
when college came, because you get to that point in your life where you just want to get away from your family. And the first month was difficult. I called them every single night, but fortunately I wasn't too far away. But not until then. Everything was fine in our family. We had a very happy childhood. At least I think we did. Maybe somebody else remembers it differently. Your mom and I always got along. Yeah. She was the one that always got her own bedroom.
Jealousy?
No, not really. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was one good memory that we really had. When we bought the house in Bridgeport, the bakery was a block and a half away. And Mother and Dad, it was a tight squeeze on the money. But they managed to send us up for bread every day, fresh bread. And we'd be coming home and have to eat it. And we would get home with a half a loaf of bread. And they just laughed and started giving us money for an extra loaf of bread because they knew half of the loaf would be gone before we even got home.
Okay. Let me see. Do you have anything inspirational that you would like to say
About to Mother and Dad?
Yeah.
I just thank them for being the world's greatest parents. I can't begin to tell you the times they backed me up when I needed to be backed up, the times they were there when I really needed them. And I could count on my family. And I thank my parents so much for that. They know I love them. And they know I'd do anything for them. So I guess that's all I want to say. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay. The second daughter, Eleanor Tanalski, was born on September 23rd, 1939.
I was born September 23rd, 1939. Like I said, my name is Eleanor, better known as Sis, Aunt Sissy, and Grandy. I've had 4 children. I have 9 grandchildren. And I think this is the first time in 37 years I've been living by myself. I've inherited a cat from Jessica, one of my grandchildren, who became allergic to the cats. So now I've got a friend in the house with me. And growing up, there are a lot of fond memories. I know one thing, my mother, we would head out to school, and our younger days we lived up in Connecticut where it was very cold and windy, and we'd always come home and she'd have hot chocolate, something cooked or baked for us. My dad was involved with us as far as sports, He was very helpful. We had very nice, very good, decent parents. They love their children. They love their grandchildren. And they've made our lives very happy because of the way they are in being happy and taking care of one another. I'm at Aaron's house right now doing something that I never thought I would do before. It'll probably turn out bad. But for a school project and a Christmas present, we all do our share. Getting ready for Thanksgiving, having family over here, and trying to figure out a dinner menu that everybody will enjoy. Thank you for being wonderful parents and helping us out when we needed it, being there for us. It's made a big difference in our lives.
The third daughter, Diane Tanalski, born December 23rd, 1944.
December 23rd, 1944. I'm as bad as my mother. I can't remember.
What was it like growing up?
We had a normal household. We had chores to do. And we had our fights. And my sister Sissy was the world's worst about borrowing people's clothes, especially mine, and having them ruined. And we didn't get everything that we wanted, but Mother and Daddy made sure that we got what we needed, and we were happy with what we received.
What were they like as parents?
They were good. I mean, we had our ups and downs like any family household. Our dad would drive the school buses, and he played ball with us out in the yard. And just because we were brought up, just because we were girls, didn't mean that we couldn't do the same things as boys did. And Mother made our clothes, and she was the more not secure, but overprotective one. But then there was one year, I guess I was about 12, she took me to the fair, and she said, "This is your day, and anything you want to do, I'll do." And she rode the roller coaster, the real old one, about 12 times, and never once did she complain about it. And they always were there for us. No matter what happened, they were there, and they backed us up in every way they could.
Do you remember all the different places that you lived? Is there any specific place that you lived or a specific trip that you've gone on that's memorable to you?
We only lived in 2 houses after we moved to Texas. Well, 3 if you count the one they're living in now. But mostly all of our summers were spent going up to Pennsylvania until our grandparents died. And then one year, my mom and my dad and Arlene and Aaron, we went to Little Rock, to Hot Springs, and we went to Buena Vista, and we stayed there, and we all enjoyed it. Mother and Daddy really had fun doing that. And that's about the one that I remember the most, that everybody enjoyed going there and getting out on a boat and doing different things. Just want to thank them for the wonderful life they gave me, and that I hope that I haven't been a disappointment to them in any way, shape, or form, and that I love them very much.
After moving around a lot, Joe's job finally brought him down to Dallas, Texas. On the way down, Eleanor made Joe promise to send her and the girls back before any of the girls got married. It never happened. Now they're living happily ever after in DeSoto, Texas.